everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about this beautiful bubu with snatched waist. It's beautiful, it's simple. The simplicity is just what I love about it. I wore it to an event. Oh my god, I was just feeling myself, you know what I mean. So it's actually a must-have in your wardrobe. And let's dive right into the step-by-step guide. The first thing we are going to do is to double fold the material into two, meaning we are cutting both front and back simultaneously. Here we are determining the length of the gown. In my own case, it is 58 inches plus 2 inches hem allowance. Then the sleeve length, that is from my center neck to my elbow, as shown in this diagram. From the sleeve, I'll be coming down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. For the neck, measure 3 inches wide and 1.5 inches deep for the back depth. Then I'll connect the line. From that sleeve slope, I'll come down by 10 inches. That's for the sleeve size. And I'll add 1 inch seam allowance. I'll come in by 3 inches, then curve for the arm curve. Now I'll measure from my shoulder to my hip length, which is 24 inches. Then I'll add 3 inches to it. That will be 27 inches. My hip circumference is 20 inches, while my hem circumference is 17 inches, just to give it that curvy shape. Now I'm connecting from my end point to my shoulder curve. I can now cut out. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is to cut the front neck. I'll measure 3 inches for both the neck depth and the neck width. So connect the two lines and curve it out. Then from there, I'm measuring 5 inches for the front slit. Then I'll cut everything out. As you can see, so this is how it is. So the next in line is the front design, which I've cut the neckline to be the same with the gown. I'm using a damask fabric for the front design. I've actually stoned it with black stones just to give it that fine, lush look. So I ironed interfacing to it and also cut the neckline to be the same with the gown. So now I face the right sides of the fabric to each other, and I'm going to pin throughout and sew through. Now I've sewed it through and I'm notching all the right angles just to flatten it out, which is very, very essential. So now I'll flip it to the right side. You can see the way it is. So I'll bring out all the corners, and the next thing is to iron throughout and flatten it. So now this is it. Now from the front side, I'm going to pin as well and take it to my machine. I'm going to sew through the edges as closely as possible. So this is the beauty of pinning your fabric down, especially when you are dealing with a very delicate material. So you just have to pin. Very, very important. Pin. So I'm done now. Now the next thing is I'm cutting the interface for the back neck of the gown. I got a pieces of material and make sure that it's actually longer than the actual neck size. So I'm going to pin it down. Then I'll cut through the neckline and measure 3 inches for the wideness. So I'll measure 3 inches for the wideness throughout. Now I've cut out the interfacing. Then I'm actually going to iron an interface to it. Unfortunately, I did not record that part, but I'm actually going to put an interfacing, a soft one, on it. Now I'm going to pick the right side of the gown and the right side of the interfacing. Then I'll face them together and sew through. Ironed it. Now the next thing for me to do is to place both sides of the gown, both the front and back, facing each other, the right side. And then use the back interfacing across the gown, the front gown. So you put it as closely as possible, and I'm going to make sure that both edges are well aligned. As you can see, it has to be very well aligned so that it will give you that perfect neckline. Okay, so the next thing is to pin all through. So you will do the same to the other sleeve. Then the next thing is to sew through. Okay. I'm using half an inch for the seam allowance. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And we are done for now. Okay, so this is the finished product of the two shoulder and the neckline. See how neat it is. I'm loving it already. Now the next thing is, before we close up these edges, we are going to add our waist belt to it. So for the waist belt, I measure from shoulder to my underbust, which is 13 inches. Okay, so this gown is on fold, and I measure from the edge to the quarter measurement of my waist circumference, which is 8 inches. And that is where I'm going to place my belts. Okay, and that's it. We are done. Please let me know your comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.